Hello guys and welcome to WoT Tactics number 2. It's Legville and type again, same deal as on the first video, but this time from the other side. Actually why I wanted to show this replay is it ends up being quite similar to the first one, because I again had to make a tough decision whether to push on or go back. And again, in this map I never like to go to 2-line usually unless I'm a T29 or T22 as top tier and there's no artillery. 4-line, never like that because you end up sitting still most of the gameplay, so CTT is always for me. Of course I go to the 2-line if there's nobody else going there, but now there's 3 tanks going there and that should be enough at least to hold it. And in medium tanks I always like to go the 9 and 0 lines, as they offer most opportunities to flank the enemies and you're safe from anyone shooting you from the 4 line. And it provides artillery cover. The reason why I'm stopping behind this wall is I was waiting for that comet to see if he spots anything here, and if he would have spotted I would have broken down the wall and shot him and then go back, but because he doesn't spot anything I break the wall myself and then wait to see if anybody's coming. But then I spot this leopard, and usually my experience with these things is if you have any tank that is fast enough to go deal with the scout, you should do it, because well, you don't want to counter your teammates do it and then they would not do it, and well, scouts are always dangerous if they get back to the front line. But happily T-34 finished him off before I got there. So I decided to go help our tanks push in the city, because I saw these 2 tanks pushing and this super person was all alone here, so well, good opportunity to go shoot him in the back. And once he's dead, you will notice if you look at the minimap, or ACMLE on this flank is already dead, and then there's my platoon mates, and they are telling me over TeamSpeak that they can't hold the flank for too long because there's a lot of enemy tanks coming up from there. Well, when I say a lot, right now there's an KV5 and IS-3. So now I had a decision to make. Do I push on or go back? Well, first of all I decided to take care of this T-29, because if I do want to go back, he would be able to shoot me on the back and that's not good, so I need to take care of him before I decide anything really. Fortunately he is totally focusing on the comet, so I get 3 shots on his side, and I actually aim at his thorax, shoot the axle, so he's tracked and gets damaged at the same time, makes life easier for the comet. I try to take a blind shot at the AMX but miss. The reason why I'm not shooting this IS is, well, because he's stuck and he's down there, so he won't be a threat, and somebody else will want to take easy shots on him and kill him. As you can see, the 2 line is almost fallen now. My platoon mate will die very soon there, and this super person in the base is AFK, so nobody else was going back, so somebody needs to reset the cap, and that will be me now. And basically that's the reason why I went back this time. There was nobody else that was going to reset the cap, so I'm a fast tank that can do it, so I used to go. And let the other guys push on and capture their base. It should be entirely possible at this point if you look at how many tanks we have. All of our, well, not all of our tier 8s, I can't say that. 2 types are coming back, so. But most of our tanks are pushing on to the enemy base, but unfortunately 2 of them just died. I wanted to try to take care of this IS-3 first, because he has the better gun and lower HP, so easier to get the bigger gun out of the game sooner, and that's always good. But he decides to hide behind the corner, and this KV5 would be able to take flank shots at me if I would go take care of the IS-3, and I don't want that. I want to keep alive and reset the gap for now. KB5 fortunately is showing the I2D2 weak spot. It's this, I think it's for the radio operator if I remember correctly, but that's a weak spot which I can penetrate from the side. Nothing else really from what he's showing, and with the gun on the type I do have some trouble hitting him. The reason I'm going forward now is, as you can see, the gap is at 73 points, and I've recently resetted the gap points of the KV5, so that means the IS3 has the most gap points now. And to make my life easier, I will go shoot the IS3 and reset his gap points. I shoot at his side because I know I will damage at least the thorax, and just damaging any module or HP from an enemy tank is always enough to reset the gap, and that's why I shot at the thorax, just to make sure that I do reset the gap. And then I start focusing on the KV5 again. I try to hit this cupola, but that's not a good idea. I can't really penetrate that even. As you can, well, I think I hit it once in this game. Unfortunately, this game is going pretty badly. The other flank is losing right now, so all I can do is, well, try to kill these guys now because the T-34 won't be able to last long. And again, I decide it's time to go set the IS-3's cap points. He has about 50 of them now. I shoot the tracks and damage him this time also. And the gap is at 0 again. I actually was using gold ammo on this KV5 because, well, I don't like using gold ammo usually, but when the situation demands it and it's crucial to win the game, well, then I will use it. Like it is now, because KV5 is really hard to penetrate with that type, so gold ammo helps with that and it helps to win the game, so that's my reasoning to use it. But unfortunately, the KV5 put me on fire and penetrated me after that, so now I'm very low HP. I'm trying to finish him off, at least get one kill, but unfortunately the enemy IS-3 decides that he wants to finish me off, and that's what he does. And soon after that, type ends up dying and we lose the game. I will do a small recap now. Now that I am able to tell you, please take a look at the WoT Tactics number 1, because this one closely relates to that one. In the first one I had a decision between going back and pushing on, and I decided to push on and we lost that game. In this one we have the same map, same tank and almost the same situation, and I decided to go back. Why? Because in the first one we had somebody else going back already to defend the gap. In this one we didn't. I'm playing a fast medium tank that has some armor in the front, so I can take a couple of hits, and I would be ideal tank to go back to defend, so that's what I did. Now, two things that you need to remember while you're defending your gap. First one is that any damage resets the gap. That is also external module damage, like shooting the tracks or the rear pods. You actually don't need to do any HP damage, you just need to penetrate the tank and do module damage. That's enough. The gap will be resetted. Second one is that every tank has its own gap points. So, for example, when I shot the KV5, I only resetted the gap points of the KV5. IS3 still had all of its gap points and was getting more and more all the time when I didn't shoot him. So when the gap points got to over 70, the IS3 had most of them. I decided it was time to go shoot the IS3, and I shot his tracks because module damage and tracks IR module is enough to reset the gap, and that was my main concern at the time. I reset his gap points and it got down to almost 0. So always remember to spread on the damage at the beginning and then start focusing on killing the tanks. I actually don't have the battle results for this battle, but I got over 230 defense points, which means that the enemies had overall enough cap points to cap the base twice. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, like and comment the video, and I will see you guys next time.